Hey guys, it's Matt here. For those of you who don't know me, I'm a bit like Alex Kirsten, except I'm taller, more handsome, and I don't own an X5.
The MC Stradale has a racing cousin in the form of the MC Trofeo, from which it borrows a whole bunch of special bits. See that vented carbon fibre bonnet? It's just like the one in the race car. The vents on the rear bumper and the exhaust placement? Yep, all very similar to what you'll find at the back of the Racer. And those enormous carbon fibre paddle shifters? You get the idea.
Now, to create this MC Stradale, what Maserati has done is taken essentially a Grand Tourer, hence the name Gran Turismo, and they turned it into a sports car, which isn't really ideal. I mean, it's a bit like sort of getting your posh passenger jet and giving it a full complement of Sidewinder missiles, or wearing a tuxedo with some training shoes. You just wouldn't do it, would you? And even though they've stripped 110 kilos out of this car, it's still not exactly light. It's over 1,700 kilos. And yet, when you're on a good road, you punch it into race mode, which makes everything a lot louder. It all makes a great deal of sense. It's all quite frenetic and boisterous, but not in an intimidating way. Because the chassis is so communicative and the steering so good, it really gives you a load of confidence. I can feel everything that's going on underneath me, and I absolutely love it. And that's before we even get to the engine. It's a 4.7 litre naturally aspirated V8, 444 brake horsepower, and it sounds a little bit like this.
It's only natural to make allusions between Maserati and Ferrari. These once rivals share the same parent company these days, and at one time Maranello actually owned Maserati. In fact, you can find the MC's V8 and a load of recently discontinued Ferraris, albeit with a flat plane crank and not a fruity crossplane. But for me, Maserati has the edge in the coolness stakes. Cars from Ferrari are technically brilliant, but they're almost too good these days, and that makes them the obvious choice. Get a Maserati and you show you're not willing to run with the herd. You want to be different. You want a car that's utterly gorgeous and an object of intense lust.
There are a few ways in which this Maserati isn't so good. This car's been on the production line since 2007, and as a result, it all feels quite dated in here. I mean, there's a lot of sort of buttons spread about everywhere that aren't very nice. But the real issue is with the gearbox. It's not a dual clutch auto. In fact, it's not actually an automatic at all. It's what they call a robotized manual, and it's old hat, frankly. If you imagine a dual clutch gearbox as being two Bruce Lees, one looks after the odd gears, one looks after the even gears, and they're both sort of very fast, very accurate. Blink and you miss it and they're done. This gearbox is a bit more like Arnold Schwarzenegger in sort of 1990 levels of fitness. What he does is he gets the gears and he chucks them in place. I mean, sure, it's quick, but it's not exactly what you call comfortable. He's all sort of, change gear, do it now. And at £110,000, it's not exactly cheap, is it? I mean, you could take that to Porsche and get yourself a very nice 911, almost any 911 you want pretty much. Or you could go over to Jaguar and get yourself an F-Type R, which has 100 brake horsepower more, near enough, and is about 23 grand less. You know what? I could live with all that. Because this is one of those cars that makes you feel special. Driving it is an occasion. You can't put your finger on exactly why. It's a combination of things probably, but every time you drive it, you're going to smile. And every time you look at one of those other cars, you're going to think, yep, I made the right choice.
At the moment, in standard guise, we're currently running about 550 brake horsepower. But if I flick a little switch just where my right knee is, that's upped a little bit to 800 horsepower in an E30. The power to weight ratio of that is immense.